And we're back with our post-game discussion wrap-up, as you were the things that are going to happen with people and their buttocks.
Indeed.
Anywho, we're going to have our positives and negatives. I will go with positives first. I'm going with Dominic.
Okay. Posi- Positives were actually I really enjoyed it. It actually surprised me to see a puzzle scene this this time, but actually that was a lot of fun actually. Um, and it's funny it took us so long to remember that conversation because I was like, was Trenton even there for that? And then I was like, oh yeah, he recited the hymn or whatever or
Use
the
the Wiki
verse.
Bible.
Yeah, he was yeah, he's the local wiki bible. Um, but that was just interesting. That was a cool insert to the campaign. Um, and I really liked actually the NPCs of just on. I mean, Lydia was on par with the NPCs as they've been throughout the campaign. Just they've been really sweet. Um, but yeah, I was surprised to be subjected to this torture, and then like it sort of devolved, I guess, into like kind of almost a weird sexual scene, which was actually kind of cool. Um, but yeah, we everybody's probably thankful that didn't wrap up, or
Oh,
that it did wrap
yeah.
up and didn't go on forward. But and also this I did enjoy the most recent edition, of which is the which I'm guessing. I mean, Trenton wouldn't know, but I'm guessing it's a mage of some kind of maybe. I don't know. I don't know what kind of mages you'd be using, but I'm just assuming this guy that's coming through is some kind of mage, guy that came through the door, that formed the doorway.
A mage from Gallifrey, perhaps.
Shut up.
and
Anywho.
and negatives, I guess.
Oh
Maybe.
wait, hold on. Well,
Oh, we're not
somebody
doing
else.
negatives.
Yeah, we do all the
Shut
positives
up!
and all the negatives.
All
I
right,
know it's been a while since we've done it.
I am done. Next.
Okay, Russell.
Let's see. I very much this very much has the feel of a climax. The stakes are very high. I felt very nervous in all of our actions and how we ended up in our particular scenarios. It was not it. Like I said, there's a tenseness to actions and concerns with what we're all doing. It's very pin needly. Words escape me.
Needle, needle,
You're
needle.
yeah,
And
you all know what you have to do, but you're being uber cautious about it because you know you can fuck up at any time, and if you do fuck up at any time, it's gonna spell disaster.
Exactly.
Not just for you, but it could I mean, you as of this point, you guys aren't even aware of what's going on, but you can compromise each other without even being aware of it.
LeBlanc has brass balls.
He has no class. No class at all. Didn't bring.
What?
He has no class to speak of. He didn't even bring like crackers. I don't know what crackers. That would have been enough. Um, I have a good that's simultaneously tied in with a bad, which is well
We'll
in
move
our
on
and
to
oh okay,
go to Henry first.
go for it.
Positives now?
Pictures of Bishop, as it were.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
need that. Oh, we need. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Anywho, I'm sorry. Positives.
Positives for Henry.
Yes, I believe if Russell is done.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I really liked how it all flowed. Generally, I found the puzzle just a little irritating because I could not completely remember, so I had to kind of fall back on Dominic to kind of give me a little heads out there. So that was just the tiniest bit annoying, but that's not a positive. That's a negative. So I'll get into that later. But no, I really like.
Well, no, but on the positive, you could do that because you had a eidetic memory, so
Yeah,
Yeah,
it worked
you
out.
remembered it through the eidetic memory, right?
I suppose I did.
Hmm.
Uh,
Um,
Which is just great, for anybody who's listening. if anybody takes Idic memory, it's a good way for
GM
the other players to help the player who literally forgot. Maybe he didn't take notes on it or whatever. A nice little shoe in because he should have remembered it.
Well, it's also
But anyway,
Unfortunately for the stat, it's one of those stats that like everyone wants. I feel like a lot of
Yeah.
times, like everyone wants to take
Yeah.
it, but I think people should be
but
reserved.
personally, I don't like it. I hate it. But anyway, go ahead.
But more into the positives. Was it just me, or did Lucia get special treatment? I mean, like, both Dominic and Russell's characters were isolated, but they had active guards on them. Like, people who, need to do other things. So, like, Lucia got special treatment because she was thrown in the cell with the more important prisoner. So that kind of told me, like, why would they put Lucia in a place guarded by super powerful monsters? And
Why?
Well,
yeah,
you got thrown into jail. I got offered a job, and Dominic's on a dinner plate. I mean,
but I mean, like, you got offered a job because you're a bastard backstabbing son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
Well, the funny thing is that we probably all are in one way or another, but that's neither here nor there. I thought it was pleasantly surprised that I get thrown into the cell with the catalyst for, I guess, all of this, as it were. And I found it really pleasant that this was a callback to our mage game. So I was like, oh, that is so awesome. Although, of course.
Oh, I'm actually glad you guys enjoyed it because I was worried about it being a little corny. So I was trying to do it subtly.
That kind of brings up a question, John. Is are you gonna bring mine and Russell's mage characters in as NPCs?
Do not tell him.
Yeah, we'd have to talk about that off mic for a number of reasons.
Yeah, but it's just curious because I thought it was like, oh, it's so awesome. That is just, that is the bee's knees, like a callback to an old game.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay,
the bee's knees.
Yeah, the bee's knees, bastard. Get over it. I said it. You can't take that back.
I'm not gonna get over that.
Anywho.
No, but yeah.
I get it. That took me a second.
Car.
It was very smooth, and I liked the little, I guess, plot device where Lucia gets thrown into the cell with the important prisoner, and the whole callback to the old mage game. So yeah, those are my positives.
Oh, I was glad to hear about or see the sarcophagus arise in the plot again, and actually now it makes the whole infernal blood thing makes sense, and that was actually cool to kind of tie that up a bit.
I'm going to say this, Dominic. If your sister hadn't been kidnapped, that's probably what I would have focused on.
Oh, yeah. Rather than going chasing after
you. See that, but you see that's the beautiful thing about the game, though. The fact that, at any point, you guys really could have said, you know what, your sister should be dead to you as it is because you're no longer human or whatever. Right. They could have tried to convince, Trenton against that. But just the course of the game itself, I mean, it's like I tell you guys, I try to make the game feel kind of like a world where, like, I'll throw these hooks out there, and if you don't get them, they're going to move on without you.
Yeah.
But by the same token, like, I'll try to throw whispers and hints here and there so you can see, okay, so that's what was going on over there if we would have done X, Y, or Z.
Man, fuck your sister. If we play in another game and you have a sister, I'm just going to leave her to die.
I'm just going to fuck her in front of you just to spite you.
In an alternative future, Trenton could be married to Lydia. Hmm?
Oh, God. That's so wrong.
And the Nazis win World War II? Because country, that's always what happens.
Yeah, the Nazis win.
Mm-hmm.
The Nazis win. Anyway,
wait, Russell, you have to show pictures of the NPCs, too. For people
I haven't
listening.
been doing that so far. Well, I did that with one person, actually. Damn it!
At least with Lydia.
Now that you're talking about it, I have to.
Okay, anywho, on to negatives, and I'll start with Henry and go backwards.
Negatives. My
Mhm.
real only negative. Well, I have two negatives, but one of them doesn't count. My
Okay.
only real negative is that puzzle because I myself personally could not remember
Well,
such a. I'm gonna say to me it felt like a really tiny thing, and when it was finally brought up, it was like that has bearing on this exact situation, and I can see how it does, but it felt a little like I don't know. It felt a little out of place, and so that's why I was like having a hard time just trying to remember that.
okay. Well, I guess it might be a bad on my part. I thought personally you would have enjoyed it because it referenced something from the very start of the game. What I was hoping to kind of do with that is show that there's some consistency uh,
I actually liked.
in the game.
I'm gonna admit, I liked the consistency. It's more of I couldn't remember that. It like the situation didn't allow me to think that far back because I was too busy in the now.
Okay.
But you know, if I go back and think on it like I am now, it's like that is a really nice thing to do. Callbacks to previous parts of our adventure. You know what I mean? But
hmm
like,
That yeah, I guess that's what I was going for. But then again, like you said, you guys were kind of like on a self-inflicted time limit because you knew you only had so much time to get this done,
yeah,
or so much time to catch up with Nikolai, as the case may be.
we caught up with him.
Yes, yes, you did.
I didn't get to kill him.
Well, there's that option is still available.
if I don't
Keep that in
if I
mind.
don't fuck up.
Okay. Anywho, anything else?
No. Oh, okay. Here's my other negative.
hmm
Fuck you, Russell.
Uh,
Okay, Russell, you're
my
negative.
name is
he
Tybalt.
he knows why he gets that for friggin' gonna sell us out up the fucking river.
Name is Tybalt.
But,
All right then,
but you suffer the consequences, Russell.
Russell, negatives.
Um, I have one that's the good bad, which is like Henry said. I like that this is a tie into that mage campaign we had. I like
hmm
that, and simultaneously, when you first said that, I immediately thought, oh shit, it's the mage campaign. But I didn't think it was going to be Bishop, and that I don't know. I once that happened, I got a little unexcited. I was like, oh, it's Bishop. Never mind. Like I don't know, that dulled it for me a little bit. Maybe, I don't know. I've seen. I mean, it's because I've seen that NPC all the way. It's like I know this person entirely. Like this isn't exciting.
hmm
It's like, it's Bishop, whatever. But I still like that. It's like, oh, it's a tie-in or whatever. I don't know. Like I said, that's why it's a good bad.
Well, I
And
don't
the
know.
other
Okay.
definite, I know you don't. The other definite uh, bad. I understand why it happened, but
hmm
I hate invulnerable NPCs.
No, hardly invulnerable.
Like, well, maybe not
Hardly.
invulnerable, but incredibly durable NPCs like
What?
Oswald and
The Terminator.
not the Terminator, the person we've been chasing,
Brass
Ricard.
balls.
No, yes, brass balls.
Who?
The person that we chased into the
Nikolai.
church originally,
LeBlanc.
Nikolai LeBlanc. That's why I said
hmm
Ricard. I tracked it backwards. They were very, very durable. Oswald especially have trouble. I have trouble with his invulnerable nature almost because we just scooped him up at random. Like it was just like, oh hey, we might need more guns. Let's go grab a couple. He shouldn't even be here. I don't.
Well,
I get why it had to be done from a GM perspective. I just.
well, no.
Makes him so
All
mad.
I can tell you is, I think you guys really undersell some of the basic powers in the game, especially given what they can do. And I mean, I'll admit for a lot of these NPCs, I use very basic powers. I try not to throw the flashy shit out there too much, because if I do throw the flashy shit out there, I want it to be more memorable. But like in the case for Oswald, that he's a bruiser. Obviously, he has a high vigor and he has a high resilience, and a couple of other disciplines just for flavor, if you will. So you did roll fairly well for the attack roll, which was fantastic. But the way the system is set up, your successes carry over to damage, basically damage points. And the way resilience works, it can knock down certain degrees of damage to weaker variations and so forth.
See.
So that's all from a mechanical standpoint. Yeah, I really don't know what to tell you there except oops.
Yeah.
I'm
Oops,
sorry.
you're dead.
I'm sorry. He has a resilience of 3.
It's always on. But anyway,
Well, actually, yeah, resilience is passive.
Oh, it
As
is?
celerity. Yeah,
it's always
as
on.
is celerity.
Wait, so
French
celerity
pattern.
always on? So I'm always a little bit faster?
No,
Well, no,
resilience is different.
so celerity isn't always on, but what I mean is it's passive, meaning you don't have to waste a turn to activate it.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to ask.
Whoa, hold on. We're still on negative.
Oh, I thought we finished.
No, down.
No, but just keep the question in mind, because I want to go to Dominic. I want to get everybody's.
Dominic doesn't have any negatives.
Okay, Dominic, negatives.
Yeah, the only thing that I had was that it was surprising. Actually, it actually felt different the game this time because all 3 of us were split up. Actually, I was all of the 3 instances of us being, our situations were all interesting, but as I actually finally got to see like how the game kind of moves along for a single player when everybody's going different ways. But I mean, I thought it had to happen for our sort of imprisonment or after our incapacitation.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not a really
yeah,
big problem.
I mean,
It was just interesting to see really like how it feels a lot slower, and when you're waiting because there's 2 other players that got to resolve their course of action, But
yeah, I can say that in all honesty, I was a little wary of doing this, but I felt I needed to do this because certain areas or certain angles, in my opinion, needed to, I guess, to be resolved because the way your antagonists are viewing you is you're all dangerous to them, but you all have uses at the same time for various reasons. Obviously, Trenton is realizing they have uses for him because of his heritage, if you will.
right.
Charles is obviously of use to him should they be able to sway him. And, Lucia is going to have to find out why they did what they did.
To her?
I didn't say that, but we'll find out together.
We'll walk this road.
But but like I said, I was very wary about that, even though I felt I really have to do this, because of these reasons that you guys have yet to find out. Which hopefully it's gonna flow perfectly, hopefully. But
Right.
I will admit I was very wary about doing this. I'm like, this is the only way I can perceivably see it working.
Yeah, no, I thought
yeah.
I thought it worked. I mean, I think in any campaign, I mean, sometimes some of these things have to happen where the group splits, but it's always just not ideal.
Yeah. Because it's one thing if the group splits on its own, but like in this case, I felt I had to split you guys up for these particular reasons.
I mean, well, I had a blast
Which-
through my situations,
Sexual frustration.
like gratification. Nice. There was a lot of bondage this game between my interaction with Lydia and Russell's belt whipping.
My Wonder Woman lasso?
Yeah.
It was
I
your
felt
idea, so I blame you.
Vampire game.
I felt it was kind of cool that I was all like lock picky stealthy. I'm actually playing my character as she was intended now.
You pulled some Nancy.
Hooray! Okay then. I think that's all the positives and negatives, unless anybody has anything else they want to throw in.
Well, I had that question I had to ask.
Yeah, that's why I threw that out there in case you want to ask on mic or not on mic.
I'll go ahead and ask on Mike.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. do I now, because is this like in game, or do I have to spend the experience points later for it or whatever? But do I now know Obfuscate 3?
Yes, you do.
Interesting.
A gift to
See that?
you.
That is remember what I told you guys in the beginning? You might develop powers through the course of the game just from role playing. And here you go.
Yay! So, what's our experience points?
But that,
2.
as they say, is the rest of the story.
No!